Hey, what's up? Welcome to a new video. So it's been a while. It's been precisely, let's check, as I'm filming this, the last time my last video was posted 32 days ago, so over a month ago. So what's been going on? Let's get into it. Okay, so what I'm going to talk about is like why I haven't posted in over a month, and like what I'm gonna be reading, what I'm reading currently and stuff, you know. Okay, so let's start off with what's been going on. So basically, one, I've been working more hours at work, so I have less time to read slash film slash edit videos, so that's one thing. Basically, we got a new GM at the store I work at, and he actually gives us more hours, so that's great for my wallet but not great for content creating. And one of the things that happened recently is that I have been filming. I was filming a reading vlog. That was the last video I was filming, and I finished it, started to edit it, and I was like, this is so boring. Most of the clips were different days, but they were in the same location every single clip, and I hardly filmed any b-roll, so I was like, this is a boring vlog. So I was like, I'm not gonna post this. So there's that. I'll get to what book I read in a minute. The other thing that's been going on is that basically everything that I have been reading has not been hitting. Like, the things I have been reading recently, they've been okay, but I haven't found anything that I've really loved, and that's the problem. Also, let's talk about, it's almost July, it's the end of June basically, and I've read so far 7 books this year. It's not a lot. I usually read, by this point I usually have read more than that. But yeah, basically I'm just not finding anything that's like really speaking to my soul, and I just feel like it's getting worse because I had been for like a few years. The last time I read, I had a 5-star book. I don't remember when that was. I don't remember. Yeah, I've read a lot of books that I've enjoyed, but I haven't found a book literally in years that I'm like just like obsessed with, can't stop thinking about. Like, that's 5 stars to me. 5 stars to me is like I become obsessed with the book and I literally can't stop thinking about it. Haven't had that feeling in a really long time, and I'm desperate for that feeling again. Okay, now I'm gonna get into the book that I read. The video that I scrapped because it was boring as hell. So the book I'm talking about is Funny Story by Emily Henry. I ended up giving this 3 stars. I thought it was okay. There were a good amount of times where I like laughed out loud and I found like things like really funny in this, but overall it was an okay read. I enjoyed some of the side characters, like Daphne's co-worker Ashley and Miles' sister Jules, and some of the other side characters. But when it comes to like the main plot of this, it was okay. So if you don't know, basically we follow Daphne and Miles. They are currently living together because Daphne's fiance broke up with her because he decided, oh, I'm actually in love, or he thought he was in love with his childhood BFF, which happens to be Miles's girlfriend. So obviously both couples break up. Daphne needs a place to stay, and Miles agrees to let her stay in his apartment. And then the exes go off into the sunset, but they come back later. One of the things also, I feel like there should have been more conflict with Daphne, Miles, and the exes. I feel like that was brought up like in the very beginning and then at the very end, and that's it. I feel like there should have been more conflict with that whole situation, because the reason why Miles and Daphne are now in this situation is because of this whole thing with their exes now getting together. So I feel like that should have played a bigger role in the book, but it didn't. I thought relationship wise, like romance wise, this is contemporary. Can you see that? Contemporary romance. Where's the romance? And when I say that, I don't mean like spicy scenes. I just mean in general, where's the romance? I didn't feel it. I feel like this would have been better if just like a friendship between Miles and Daphne. It wasn't believable to me that they like grew to fall in love with each other. Yeah. I also thought that this whole like fake dating thing was gonna play a bigger role in the book, and it didn't. It played like 0.5% role in this. And again, there should have been more conflict with Daphne, Miles, and the exes. There should have been way more. I feel like, I don't know, that's just how I feel like, I don't know how to explain it, but I feel like there should have been more conflict with that. I don't know also if I just feel that way because I imagine this book going a whole this one direction, and then it just like did a 180 and then went a different direction, and I'm like, how we get here? I don't know if that's just like Emily Henry or what, but also that's another thing. This is my first Emily Henry. I don't think I'm gonna pick up any more of her books, because unless you guys can tell me like another one that's like, if the romance is romancing, because when I picked this up I wanted a romance. So yeah, so unless you can tell me like one of her books that the romance is like, that's romance, then I don't think Emily Henry is for me. Yeah, didn't really like this. It was just okay. Yeah, I'm gonna leave that there. I went in that vlog that I scrapped. I also went to Barnes & Noble and I picked up 2 books that were a little bit out of my comfort zone ish. One of them, I said ish, I don't want to grab the book, so I'm just gonna give like a little bit. The other book is an adult romance, what, an adult fantasy, and it gives out, I forgot, it has something to do with porn. I can't remember the name of it. I'll put a picture here. It's this book. Hey, real quick, so I'm editing. It's nighttime. It's 10:44 p.m. I'm editing this video, and I was searching for the cover of the book that I'm talking about, right? Where am I looking at? Right? And I see another book cover. I just put in the name of the book and then the author, and then I'm scrolling down and I see a picture of a different book next to it of the book that I'm talking about, and I did not know that this author also wrote this other series, and it's completely different. It's a romance, so it's the same author as the Pucking Around series. So the book I'm talking about is, now I don't have to Google the picture, is North is the Night by Emily Rath. Had no idea she's also the author of the Pucking Around series. Picture here, because I don't have that book, but really didn't see that coming. And it's giving winter, so I'm gonna hold off to read that in the winter time. But the other book that I picked up that it's out of my comfort zone is No One Was Supposed to Die at This Wedding by Catherine Mack. This is a murder mystery, and the only other murder mysteries that I read is Agatha Christie. So this is and I haven't even read that many of Agatha Christie, so this is like really like out of my comfort zone for me. I'm currently reading this actually. I'm on chapter 2, chapter 19, and basically there's more to it that I'm gonna say, but this is technically like a second book, but I feel like it's more of a companion. I don't know, I could be wrong, but I'm gonna read this anyways before reading the other book. It's fine. The other book that I'm talking about is called Every Time I Go on Vacation Someone Dies. But yeah, basically someone dies at this wedding. Dies at a wedding. And where we are now, like, it starts off with our main character finding the body, and then it goes into 2 days prior. So I'm hoping that we see more of the current time frame, and we get to see like this murder being solved, if that makes sense. Also, what's different about this book is that it has footnotes. So, but they're like funny footnotes. They're not like in an educational kind of like book footnotes, so they've been fun to read. And in the beginning of the book, she says, because like the narrator is breaking like the third wall, whatever, but the narrator is speaking to the reader. So the narrator says like, oh, you don't have to read the footnotes, but I'm reading the footnotes. But yeah, that's that. I'm hoping that like reading a little bit more of books that I don't usually read, maybe I can find that 5-star obsession, can't stop thinking about read. Maybe this will be it, maybe it won't. We'll see what happens. The other book that I'm currently reading is, I'm reading on my Kindle. So I'm gonna put a picture here. My Plain Jane by the Lady Janies. And basically that is a complete reimagining of Jane Eyre by Charlotte Bronte. And then I thought about my mind is all over the place, sorry, but I thought, should I read Jane Eyre first? I was like, nah, it's fine. I was supposed to read Jane Eyre junior year of high school. I didn't do that. I didn't read in high school. Fun fact. But yeah, I was like, should I read it? And I was like, nah. So I'm not sure how far I am into that book, but I'm enjoying it so far. Which, if you don't know, My Plain Jane is part of a standalone series. So the first book being My Lady Jane, which I'm still upset that Amazon canceled the TV show for that. But yeah, that one also, like this book, has a narrator. Well, no, this one doesn't have a narrator. This one, the main character is speaking to the reader. And My Plain Jane is a narrator, like explaining things to you and like in a funny kooky way, you know. So yeah, so that's been fun. I've been enjoying that so far, and I'm excited to get more into it. I also was like, what is going on with the books I'm reading? Because obviously this is a murder mystery, and in My Plain Jane there are ghosts, the little ghosties. And I'm like, what is up with me and currently picking up right now spooky, scary books? Didn't do it on purpose, but here we are. But yeah, hopefully I continue reading these books, and hopefully I enjoy them, and hopefully I can get back into like a good reading mood and pace and get a good amount of reading done. And I'm gonna start a new reading vlog possibly after I finish this clip. And yeah, so that's where I've been. That's what I've been doing. Oh, also the whole I've been working more hours, and it is the whole figuring out a good schedule, a good balance between my work schedule, working out, reading, editing, and posting. So it's a lot. All of those things are a lot, and working in retail, being an introvert, it takes a lot of energy from me. So when I get home, like, I don't want to do anything, and a lot of times I do work closing shifts. So yeah, it's taking some adjustments, and hopefully, like, yeah, hopefully I can figure out like a good balance between everything. And also, like I said, I could finally and I can hopefully pick out books that really speak to my soul and I like absolutely love. I really want that again. So yep, that's all I have to say. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm really gonna try to be posting more consistently now, because over a month, that's crazy. And I think my last video before that was like 3 weeks. Yeah, there've been like really large gaps between each of my videos, so I'm gonna try to get my life together. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Subscribe if you wanna see some more of my videos, and hopefully I do start posting more consistently. And yeah, so I'll catch you guys here next time on Yari. Hearts, books.